IPOP Council hails Intersociety for exposing human rights violation in Southeast. Good day, my people. How are you guys? How was everything? How was your day? Or how is your day going, depending on what time you're listening to our news? Well, today's news is concerning IPOP and hailing the Intersociety for exposing human rights violation in Southeast. So it means the human rights have been violated in Southeast, basically. Like if you just to read it, start reading the news. So let's get into the news. Whew. Anambra, Nigeria, human rights lawyer Sir Ifeanyi C. Ejiofor ESQ has commended the International Society for Civil Liberty and Rule of Law Intersociety for exposing atrocities and systematic human rights violation in eastern Nigeria. The lead counsel to the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB on Wednesday issued a statement made available to our reporter in Oka, the capital of Anambra State. He particularly commended Intersociety dedication to exposing the systemic failures of governance and the complicity of state and non-state actors in perpetuating these atrocities. According to him, the report titled Ocean of Innocent Blood Flowing in Eastern Nigeria and Human Rights Made in Nigeria provide an in-depth analysis of the grave violations suffered by defenseless citizens. The human rights lawyer Lord Intersociety painstaking efforts in documenting the atrocities and systematic human rights violations in eastern Nigeria, particularly with regard to the detailed account of the bloody invasion of his ancestral home, had described the research as truly commendable. The statement reads, "It is with immense gratitude and profound appreciation that I acknowledge the detailed and well-researched report by the International Society for Civil Liberty and Rule of Law, Intersociety, as supported by esteemed international experts, scholars, and human rights advocates. Your painstaking efforts in documenting the atrocities and systematic human rights violations in eastern Nigeria, particularly with respect to the well-detailed account of the bloody invasion of my ancestral home, is truly commendable." The reports, respectively titled Ocean of Innocent Blood Flowing in Eastern Nigeria and Human Rights Made in Nigeria, provide an in-depth analysis of the grave violations suffered by defenseless citizens. This meticulously complied findings shine a spotlight on the egregious acts of extrajudicial killings, torture, enforced disappearance, and widespread destruction of property, which continue to threaten the sanctity of life and fundamental freedoms in the region. These publications serve as essential resources for the human rights community, offering a comprehensive guide for investigation and advocacy efforts. I particularly commend this dedication to exposing the systematic failure of governance and the complicity of state and non-state actors in perpetuating these atrocities. The call to action for international bodies, including the United Nations and the International Criminal Court underscores the urgency of holding perpetrators accountable and ensuring justice for victims. This is not only a significant contribution to human rights discourse, but also a critical tool for policymakers, researchers, and advocates globally. As someone directly affected by these heinous violations, I am deeply encouraged by the courage and commitment displayed by all those involved in this project. Let this monumental work inspire collective efforts to restore justice, peace, and human dignity in eastern Nigeria. Thank you once again for this invaluable contribution to the fight for human rights and accountability. Well, people, you guys have seen, you guys have heard from our lawyer's mouths, the horse's mouths, you get. This was yesterday being January 8th. So this was on Wednesday, January 8th, 20. I'd actually not did it, chat. Skip that. Well, you guys have seen, you guys have heard about the atrocities, the perpetuating atrocities committed by the human rights, for people invading his home, his own ancestral home. Not just that, the bloody invasion, yes, the killings and all that, it's actually a lot. The bloody invasion of his ancestral home is, well, so for giving well detailed accounts of that is truly commendable. Yes, it is truly commendable. It's a stress that doesn't mean that it's currently that this thing happened. When they say that you give a detailed info about something, probably it's like one of the history, something that has happened, and then someone is writing and documenting on it. Do you get? So it's commendable, and he's grateful and expresses gratitude to the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, that is the Intersociety. So, yeah, that is all basically have for today, my people. Thank you so much for always listening. You know, thank you, and do have a blessed day and wonderful day ahead of you. Bye.